All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. I apologize for not being here the past few weeks. I'm still having internet problems. I've had flooded basement, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, but we're here, and we're glad to be here. With that being said, professional amateur, would you start us off right, please, sir?
Oh yeah, what's my flag? It's I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I don't have the American flag, but I got F. Joe Biden flag, so that's just as American.
That works. Alan, what's going on, brother?
Oh man, I am glad that we are back. The longest stint that we have gone without doing a show, and I've been bugging. I too have been having technical issues, so sitting over on my table is a new laptop. Nevertheless, let's see who's jumping in on us first thing here. According to YouTube, there's the YouTube auditor. Go eat a bowl of dicks. Big Al, Chris 338, Edward Petty, Fuzz Fork 8, G23, GGW Reloading, Lead Bullet Junkie, Hippocras. Is that how you say that? I don't know. MCK Reloading from the Hot Pot, Tacos and French Fries, Tactical Fud, Thoughts of an Old Soldier, Uncle John. Yeah, glad everybody is jumping in on us, and just really glad to be back.
Yeah, definitely the longest time we've gone without one, and trust me, I was bugging too. It's annoying when I can't get on and do stuff. It's good to be here. I'm glad it's good to see everyone out there. Folks are jumping in. Matt, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. I can't help but think that, like, when Alan says, like, go eat a bowl of dicks to the, YouTube auditor, I'm thinking like there's a guy on the other end actually auditing this, going, how does he know? Like, they're right here.
Steaming and piping hot, fresh bowl of dicks.
Yep. I don't know why you know that a bowl of dicks is steaming, piping hot, but let you go with that. I'm doing all right though on this end. Weather's getting nice. I got shit going on, so that's about it. Pissing people off every day on the internet, so doing my job.
Hell yeah. So we do. Jamie, what's going on, man?
I've been missing you guys. What in the world's going on? Oh, I'm gonna go off. Excuse me. I'm gonna go off in a rant here in a few minutes. Yeah, there's some stuff bothering me, and I'm gonna tell all y'all about it. You're either gonna love me or you're gonna hate me. That's just the way it is. But I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to keep talking?
Oh no. Well, G23, Jan is gay. Yes, Jan is gay, and I've said it before. I just put it out in the side chat, just so everybody knows. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to introduce the world to Jan. So I don't know if that's going to be a good thing, a bad thing, but it probably may prevent me from hitting 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure.
How many subs you at now, buddy?
Uh, 890 something maybe. Yeah, it's getting semi close, I guess, but
Well, it's only
it's not like
$100.
I'm not really giving viewers anything to look forward to subscribing to my channel. The amount of videos coming out of me has been slim to none. Even though I've taken a whole bunch of videos, I've been having a lot of computer problems. And so I haven't been able to get any editing done. With that, I do have a brand new laptop sitting on that table right there that just got fired up for the first time. So I'm looking forward to having a more powerful machine. But I'm going to have to relearn. I'm going to have to learn a different editing software.
What's editing? I don't edit shit. Ain't no one got time for that.
Sometimes I spend more time editing than I do shooting a video.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass if you want to do it nice, and then you gotta learn the software. I just use a basic movie maker. I just deal with that, and now I'm kind of messing with the iMovie on the Mac, but I don't go all out because then it gets. If I gotta do something really crazy, I just call my kid in college. I send him the video, and he does whatever I need done.
Well, and that's what I've been using is Movie Maker, and technically there's no support for Movie Maker on Windows 10, and I've lost it off of this computer a number of times and had to reinstall it. That was a pain in the ass because Windows is like, we don't support that. I'm like, I don't care. Let me use the program. Because it's a super easy program that does everything that I want to do. I don't need a whole bunch of fancy shit. I just want to be able to cut and splice things here and there, throw things together, cut things out that I don't want in there, whatever.
That's how Filmora Pro is on a phone. It just makes it so much easier to, especially if you. Sometimes if I just shoot everything on my phone, then I just edit it right on the phone and upload it with the Filmora. A couple of bucks for the app was worth it. But then I bought the actual Filmora Pro for my computer, and now it doesn't let me use all the features. Keeps telling me upgrade, and when I go upgrade, they want more money because there's a new version. I'm like, I don't need that shit. I just want the basic shit I had before. And that pisses me off. And they made it so much more complicated on a computer, and it's so easy to use on a phone. I don't get it.
I use I use a couple different programs, but the free program that I use is VideoPad. It's free and it's a lot like what Sony I can't remember the name of it anymore, but the Sony Movie Maker was. It's a lot like Photoshop, the Movie Maker Photoshop and all that. But yeah, you can do all the slow motion, cut and paste, and volume controls, and add effects, take effects away, and add text. Most everything you need for a YouTube video, and you can even get relatively cinematic with it, and it's free.
I just have to do a lot of editing because I stutter a lot and I have a lot of brain farts because I'm old and I'll just forget what I'm talking about. And then when I go back, I have to edit all that stuff out. So.
Yeah. And yes, who said it out there? Garage Guy, Vegas. Yeah, Sony Vegas. I used to use Sony Vegas a lot. When I changed computers, for whatever reason, I couldn't get it back. And I wasn't going to pay for it again. I'd already paid for it once, and I really like Sony Vegas.
Lead Bullet Junkie building a new computer, and I actually was I was going to go to a desktop, and I was going to hop this thing up on steroids, and by the time I got done with researching everything that I wanted and putting everything in a box, basically going, okay, what's it going to cost me? I'm like, okay, that's a down payment on a new car. I don't think so. That's not going to cut it. I've got to get a little bit. I got to back off a little bit here.
Yeah,
And
that's what we did for when my kid turned 21. My original plan was I was gonna buy him a ticket to go to Japan for a week or so because that was on his bucket list. But then he didn't really want to go with all the COVID bullshit and all that, so he said he'll just wait. So instead, we gave him money and helped him build a new desktop. And yeah, like you said, it was quite. It was a sticker shock, but he needs it for school. He needs it for the kind of work he does. So, but we went like all out, liquid cooled, and all the top shit. The only thing that we couldn't get the top shit that he wanted was a video card because we couldn't get it. So that was the one that we had to take it like a notch down. But the rest of it, he got the whole iron stuff. He talked it over with the gigs at school, figured out exactly what he needed. He just ordered everything over the Amazon and had it drop shipped over here.
Yeah, computer chips are still kind of hard to get a hold of. So there's a lot of steel and stuff. And the problem is a lot of it's all going straight to auto manufacturers first.
Yeah, China needs to step up their game. There's more 9-year-olds than what they are employing, and they need to bump those numbers up.
They do. Sweatshops are slacking.
They are. They're not. They're cooling off.
Now they're helping Russians to invade the Ukraine, so you have to understand that they got their priorities as well. Speaking of that, Ukraine, did you see all the weird guns and stuff and using they actually had pictures of the Russian soldiers rocking the Mosin Nagants? Yeah,
wow.
I don't know if those were just cooks and seamstresses or something, but there's a bunch of pictures and videos of the Russian soldiers carrying the Mosin Nagants, and not the freaking Caribbean versions, the long ass Nagants, the snipers, all that.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yep.
I saw some of it, not a whole bunch, but I saw some of it, and then I know Brandon Herrera had some of it on his channel the other day. What I find more interesting is how many pictures and videos and all that are flying around of the amount of legitimate Nazis that are fighting both for but live in the Ukraine, and these woke fuckers that have been, wagging their finger at the right for 4 years want us to now support them.
Well, you definitely have wackos on both sides. You got the chief medical officer in the army, whatever, saying that he gave the order to castrate every single POW. Then you had whoever he was, basically quoting Hitler, saying that to raise the nation you need to kill the children, and he calls for killing all the Russian children. So, I mean, there's definitely wackos on both sides. There's definitely a lot of hate over there.
Yeah, we'll see what the effect is going to have. This war is going to affect the world and supply chain, along with, I mean, grain alone. A massive amount of grain comes out of Russia. So we'll see if that changes, because that can create a landslide effect.
Another landslide effect is gonna be all the freaking AKs those people got to fight Russians. once this war's over, there's gonna be a freaking civil war in Ukraine.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yep, because now they're gonna have guns. Because I doubt they had like some kind of high tech registration with them handing out those AKs. And good luck getting them back.
Right.
I want to see them get them all back after the war. Ain't gonna happen.
Positively not. Positively.
Terrace Miss Kitchen says, whatever the Russians go, let's see. Basically, she says Russians are not using the full force. For some reason, they're holding back. Not really sure why she typed it in Czech, but that's okay.
She's testing your skills.
Fuzzy still does not support the Ukraine. I don't support the Ukraine, but I support the people. The poor people don't deserve the government. The Ukraine government fucked up. The Zelensky's not the martyr everybody paints him to be, but the regular Joe Blow over there that just wants to live their life. Those people are poor people. Now we're gonna accept 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. Who do you think we're gonna accept? You think we're gonna accept the Joe Blow that running away from the war, or we're going to accept 100,000 wealthy Ukrainians with the money that are running away? And this is the only way right now they can come here legally.
I say we don't accept a single Ukrainian refugee. I say we send back every Somali refugee. I say we send back every Afghan refugee, all the way back to before Ilhan Omar. That is not how this country was built. This country's melting pot was not built off of just bringing people in by the boatload. It was people wanting to come here because they wanted to not only contribute to society to better their lives, but to make something of themselves. Not just us going out to that country and dragging them in by the bulldozer load. That is not how you create a functioning melting pot of people. And yeah, I say we don't accept anyone. You want to do the best thing we can do for anybody, do it for us and not other countries. Stop paying your taxes, do things like that. That's the best thing that can happen.
Right. It's, we got to focus more on us. We're too busy focusing on other fucking countries around the world instead of focusing on our own country. But it's the same shit as always. It's always part of the deep state and how they operate. It's how they get their votes. It's how they get a lot of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people come to the United States. Fleeing poverty and war. Yep, Big Al. That's positively one of them. And we've got a man on the panel that's it's like he even was in you were in the army, Val, while they were always like minor conflicts all around, right? It's just like little minor conflicts here and there everywhere. But that don't happen here in the mainland of the United States. People want to come to the United States because they feel secure here. Like the world would never bring war to our soil.
Well, I mean, Yeah, I don't know. I see the outrage, the outrage, right, for the poor people of Ukraine and the poor people that are being victimized by this war and by corrupt governments, right? We want to send them money. We want to send them military help. We want to bring them in here. We want to spend our tax money doing all these things when a simple look in the mirror goes, hey, our government is no different. We may not be getting bombed by Russia, but all of that help, all of that tax money, all of that military stuff, all of that stuff could be used to secure our rights and our security here. And yet that's never the case. It's always go help someone else. Even people within like the gun community or the patriot community and stuff like that is still like go help someone else. Well, dude, 5 minutes ago you were bitching about the things the government did, but didn't want to allocate any of that money or power, money or manpower to helping us, our own people.
Let's talk guns. It's less depressing.
All right, so Alan, how are you still liking that new one you picked up, that SIG?
Which one?
Which one is a good question. I did get confirmation about my Romeo 1 Pro being sent back from SIG. But it's phenomenal. I took it out today and shot it a little bit just with the open sights. Hadn't actually shot it with the open sights yet, and that thing was a tack driver. Loved it. Right after that, I ended up picking up a 365 XL Pro because I want lights and dots on my carry weapons now. I'm converting over. So picked up a 365 XL, threw a stream light on it and a Romeo Zero on it, and that's doing phenomenally well. I haven't had a single bobble with it yet. But the 320 Pro, yeah, that's a sweet shooter. I'm liking it. I put it right up there with my Shadow 2.
Wow, that's saying something.
The Shadow 2 may have just a hair bit nicer. It has a nicer trigger. But if I was to get into competition, it would be a hard pick between the two, honestly.
It actually would be easy pick, depending on the division. You want to shoot carry optics, then you can't shoot your Shadow 2 because it's not optic ready.
Well, yeah, rules and regulations might dictate what I'm going to shoot.
So yeah, but for the money, absolutely. Until the Grand Power finally brings the seal ready match gun, the X5 for the money is the best all around competition gun, hands down. And the fact that the serious part is the FCU, and you can take the same gun, swap around, and turn it into a carry gun in a matter of seconds. That's hands down the best, especially for a state like mine. Where you can buy a new gun, you just bring the upper home, and you can shoot it. So, I mean, I really dig it. I promote it every chance I get.
Well, and I picked up one of the Worx holsters. I showed this on Bald balls last week. I picked up one of the Worx Holsters for the 365 XL. And I'm liking it, other than I'm already starting to see some wear on the slide right before the ejection port. So it's obviously rubbing right there. But hey, it's a carry pistol. I'm not. It's no safe queen.
You're gonna get with the Kydex holsters. You're gonna get a wear, no matter what gun you use. My X5 is slides worn out from the dry firing, from the competition shooting. It just doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, you're gonna get wear with any, if you actually carry and if you actually use your gun. That's two of the big things. Is if you actually carry like daily and you actually use your gun, you're gonna get that holster wear on it no matter what. Yeah, that's like when you look at Instagram, you see these people like, I carry this every day, and there's not a scratch on it. It's like, no, you don't.
No, yeah, you might carry it every day, but that thing hasn't been out of a holster in a month and a half.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that. Mine sits in the holster in a center console in my truck like 90% of the time. But every time I go to the range, I whip it out and put at least a couple of magazines through it.
Been doing a lot of brass prep, and just been whipping that out. I was actually going to be a little concerned, but the last batch of second wash got done shortly, a little bit before the show.
So what about you guys see primers and reloading components come back? I know if you watch my rant videos, but this shop, when this whole thing started, the shop not too far from me, the whole shit started like 2-3 years ago. I walked in there and they had a bunch of Federal match primers and whatnot. I bought every single one they had. I walk out of there with every single small pistol primer they had. And I went there the other day. They had CCIs and they had a match Federal primers for $119 a box. Powder was actually not that bad. The 8-pound jug of Tide Group was $249. So that's what, about $10 more per pound than it used to be. It's still a 50% increase, but
well, I got a PSA for everybody, a public service announcement. Not only does it cover reloading, but it also covers factory ammo, guns, knives, outdoor equipment. There is a website out there called Tactical World, tacticalworld.net. Do not do business with them. This is a complete scam website. They show all kinds of stuff available. I went on this thing and I went, there is no way they've got all this stuff available. And in the live chat, I asked them, I've got this and this in my cart. This is in stock, correct? And they're like, yep, 100% it's in stock. And I started doing a little bit of research on them before I clicked the buy button. Tacticalworld.net. Do not do it. Don't do it.
Well, might as well add.
They're still showing you can get a brick of small pistol primers for $38.
Might as well add gunsvalley.com to the list. That's got to be a scam because they got Federal primers listed for $65 a box, and the only way you can pay is with the Zelle or PayPal. And PayPal's got to be like different way, not because PayPal doesn't want to have nothing to do with the guns or reloading or any of that. So, and there's a phone number listed on the website. When you call it, it's non-existent. I sent them a couple of emails, never got replies. They're 3 hours away from me. So if this would be the truth at $65, I would literally drive there and bought every single primer they have. But that's got to be a scam as well.
Yeah, I would say right now, if there's anybody, a website that says that it's got ammo, it's got reloading equipment, and the only way you're paying them is through like Zello, don't do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just like, this is too good to be true. These guys have all the primers that I could ask for, and I'm like, this is too good to be true. I'm gonna have to dig into this before I click that buy button. JH, do you ever do you shop online for any of your supplies, or do you try to rely on local?
I try to rely on local, but that ain't working for me right now. What about you? I have a problem paying hazmat fees. I seriously do.
If it's a flat rate hazmat fee, it depends upon what all I'm getting. For instance, I did get some powder. I ordered some powder from Brownells. And it's a lot more expensive than I should have paid. I get it, but it was available and it's powder that I need. And it was a flat, like a flat $20 for the hazmat fee. And so because of the amount that I'm getting, I was like, it is what it is. Instead of, if I'm not going to pay a hazmat fee that's even a quarter what I'm buying.
Well, like Poco Loco saying right there, I am not going to pay over $100 for primers and then hazmat fees. Exactly. Some of these, some of these vendors are really raping and pillaging us. Let's be real. They're price gouging. And it ain't just happening on reloading supplies either. It's happening at the gas pumps, and I'm fixing to get in my rant, so I better cool off for a minute. This is my thing. If you're going to charge me to ship stuff, if you're going to charge me a hazmat fee, and it's a flat fee for as much as you can poke in a box, like the limits, say most of the limits have been 2,000 primers, and then you got a hazmat fee of $15, then you got to pay shipping on top of that. Well, get your heart right on the price of the dang primers to start with. Don't charge me $129 for primers. I ain't paying that. I will run out of primers and not shoot before I'll pay that kind of money for a dang primer. I ain't doing it. I just ain't. And it gripes my backside to go down here and see gas at $4 a gallon. That's ridiculous. There's no way in the United States of America gas should ever be over $2.50 a gallon. I'm sorry, there's too much of it here. And we ain't got to do this kind of stuff. All right, people elected or whatever happened. We got Joe Biden in there now, right? All right. Its price has doubled since he got in office. Now everything else is going to go way up because you got to pay to get it to where you can buy it. And their solution, let's give everybody a gas stimulus. Giving money away ain't the answer, people. Don't put a Band-Aid on a severed limb. Golly, fix the problem, people. Fix the problem.
And here's the fucking problem. Look at the billions of dollars of profit these oil companies are making right now.
Yeah,
and
because
they
they're
have
gouging.
to report it. So go fact check me if you want, because it's true. They're making billions right now of profit. There's no reason for it to be fucking $4 plus a gallon whatsoever.
Well, yeah, there is a reason. They need to finance all the bullshit they're sending to freaking Ukraine right now. And you're supposed to feel better paying more for the gas because we cut off Russian oil. Don't you feel patriotic about that?
I feel like I need a cigarette after that, about that.
I was watching somebody talking about the DC. He lived there for 15 years, and he says there's a small gas station right across the street from the Senate, and that is the most expensive gas in the entire U.S. No matter what the gas price is, they're always at least $2 more than the going rate is. You know why? Because every Capitol Police cop, every senator's driver, everybody fills up right there, and everybody uses government credit cards, so they don't care what the cost is, and gas stations take advantage of it. It's a vicious circle.
Well, see, the thing about gas prices is they got you by the short, curly ones. You either pay what they want for gas or you can't go to work, you know? Then that makes everything else go up. It's a vicious cycle of inflation. And before Joe Biden got in there, it wasn't like that. He's in there now. And look what you got. So, what are you going to do about it? Come November, what are you going to do about it? Man, we got midterms coming here in Georgia. Herschel Walker's running against what's his name from for the Senate. Our governor is in a fight for the Republican nomination, and that's just insane. I know.
Just remember, it's all by design.
It is.
Old Sleepy Joe even slipped up and said it. It's all about the New World Order.
It's bad enough, New York. I'm telling you, buddy, it's bad enough. And it's not just the gas prices, it's everything else that goes with it. It's the whole, well, because gas is so much, it costs more to get food to the grocery store then that's making it more expensive to put food on your family's table. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's where it's at, Daniel. Food. That's where everybody's going to. Man, I'm getting too worked up. It's like when you see little kids going hungry because gas prices and diesel, our truckers, the backbone of our country, can't move stuff. Man. All I can say is I hope everybody that voted for a Democrat's happy now while they're paying $5 a gallon for gas and $3 for a loaf of bread. What's a pound of ground beef anymore? $4 or $5?
Well, and you're not getting any more at the auction for your whole head of cattle.
Nope.
The farmers aren't getting any of that benefit. The ranchers aren't seeing that money at all. I know right now I'm super thankful super. I live 2.5 miles from my work. I am super thankful that that I chose to work in the town that I live in.
So
And yeah, I limited my work, uh the scope of where I was going to apply by going, okay, I don't want to commute that far. I'm going to get a job in the town that I live in. So, yeah, I limited myself that way. But right now, if I have to, I could ride a bicycle to work and not give it a second thought.
that's where you're fortunate. Worst comes to worst, you could walk. You know, ever how long it takes, you just get up earlier and get ready and go. But yeah, man, that's basically what's been bugging me is watching the deterioration of everything economic. And Scotsman's right. That's what they wanted. Chaps my backside, man.
Yep, they're trying to destroy the country from within.
And it's always the hardworking people that seem to take it on the chin the hardest. You know what I mean? Guys like you were saying, cattle farmers, dairy farmers, poultry farmers, truck drivers. Those are the guys that keep us fed in this country, and they're the ones that suffer the most. But we all suffer. Don't get me wrong. We all suffer some, except for the people that's so filthy rich that they don't even notice. And there were people like that in the Depression. There are people like that now. But yeah, I'm preaching. I need to shut up. What, you want to get back to reloading components, Alan?
No, I did order a belt that Matt just recently went over, and I had never been on their website before, but you just recently got a black multicam belt that you did a review on, or at least the unboxing of. Had never been on their website before. It was like, okay, well, I got to buy the belt and then I buy the buckle separate. I'm not quite understanding what the deal is here, but hey, I got that on order as well. I have for many years been carrying Bigfoot gun belts, steel core, leather, fairly incognito style belts. Hadn't gone to anything that looked tactical at all. So I'm looking forward to receiving that and seeing how much of a difference it's gonna make for me.
The leather and nylon, I don't think are the biggest difference as much as that ratchet system, like the click 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 click, of 1/4 inch spacing as opposed to like 1 inch. Pull the belt, put the pin in, pull the belt, put the pin in, and 1 inch. That's, because a stiff belt's a stiff belt. Stiff belt's going to be a stiff belt no matter what belt company it is. But that ratcheting, that 1/4 inch ratchet system is really where the belt's stiff, good quality, all that. Don't get me wrong, but like the shining piece of it is its ease of adjustability.
Yeah, I love the Core Essential. Either that or instructor belt. I haven't had a classic belt in I don't remember how long.
Yeah.
Like for work, I just wear the regular instructor belt with the Velcro. My my nicer clothes, I have a Core Essential. I haven't bought my kid. Actually, bought myself another Core Essential, but my kid liked it, so I wind up giving it to him. And nice thing is, it's stiff. It doesn't scream tactical at all. It all boils down to to the buckle that you get, because the instructor's belt is like, yeah, kind of looks tactical, but at work I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
Core Essential is a great belt. Core, what's the other one? Next belt? Or what is it? What's the other one?
Core Essentials and Next Belt are pretty much the two. Next Belts are made in China, and they're a little less stiff. They're a little less rigid, and for some people, they like that. I mean, I have a Next Belt. I wear it to work every day, only because I work with hot steel and stuff like that, and don't particularly want to fuck up my my core belts, with grinding wheels and steel shards and stuff like that. I bought the Next Belt. It's not something that was given to me. When I reviewed it, I said I thought it was a pretty good belt, but I didn't think it was as good as Core Essentials, and I stick to that. But it's not a bad belt by any stretch of the imagination. Next Belt, they're just a little floppier. The nylon weave is a little coarser. Like if you do have any skin that hangs over the belt, it has sort of a saw blade effect, because of the coarseness of the weave. But yeah, I think I haven't met somebody that carries a gun every day that's been unhappy with a core belt. Been honestly unhappy with a core belt.
Where did Scotsman disappear?
He's just got internet issues, and so it keeps kicking him out, keeps giving him a boot.
Apparently, everybody loves Jamie going off.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate you, brother. You'll have to watch the rerun, Big Al. Y'all know I keep to myself and keep my opinions quiet most of the time, but man, golly, just
New York Outcast 511 is not a cheap belt. I have a 511 inch and a half, or maybe 2-inch belt I wear for work. One of them. It's not exactly a cheap belt. Cheap belt's $10. You're paying $30-$40 for the belt. That's not a cheap belt.
I got this one.
There you go.
It's the way to people, and it don't have a buckle. It's Velcro, but it's very stiff. And Fuzz is talking about he's going to suspenders next. Well, I might go to suspenders, but if I do, I'm going to still wear a belt because I ain't taking no chances. I'm a safety guy at heart. Looks like RTT's got one too. His has the Talon buckle.
Yeah, and I'm getting that one, the one you just held up, in the next 2 weeks. But yeah, the one I currently have has the Talon buckle on it.
Yeah, I don't like those buckles.
This is an extremely stiff belt. Like Jamie, I'm sure that because yours it's the same belt, just one's Velcro, one's not Velcro, and this belt is about as stiff as it freaking gets. But when we're talking about everyday wear, can wear it wherever you want and things like that, Talon buckles scream tactical. Big branding screams tactical. Sometimes people want to tuck their shirts in, and this isn't really a tuck your shirt in belt. It's a great range belt, great gun belt, but it's not, in my opinion, the best EDC belt.
And Poco Loco, that's just a little bit insulting, but I wear my belt under my belly. Thank you. So what's this for?
It's a mag carrier.
No, it ain't. It's really not.
Well, I don't. You can see I don't have it on mine. I took it off, but it's made to be a horizontal mag carrier,
and it does stretch. It is elastic. It will stretch, but I don't see me carrying. I don't see me using that to carry an extra holster that I actually may need to keep and have. and it would be really bad if you were wearing this and you had to use your firearm and you had to get a this would not work for competition at all. But
No.
for everyday carry, I can see that if you're going to wear a belt like this to carry every day. I bought this in case I started shooting competitions with some of my buddies, but that's the only reason I got this. And it wasn't bad. What are these? What, $40?
That's something like $40. And actually that elastic piece that's a mag carrier, you can also carry a tourniquet on that. So if you're into EDCing a tourniquet, but not a spare mag, it works for that as well.
Yeah, Abigail, sorry about that, but somebody already pinned me with that moniker. I think Daniel pinned that on me. What, about 6 weeks ago on this very chat? And I still hadn't seen that movie. I gotta go watch that.
That's a long
Poco,
one. Be prepared.
This one is that's what I've heard. This one will work over the belly, and you just order what size you want. So it's very you can see that I'm doing a commercial now. I don't do commercials. It's it's Velcro, so it's very it'll fit a wide range of sizes, but you can buy they do come in different sizes, and it's We the People, and it's on their website, and you can go find it.
We the People have come a long way.
They have.
As a company, they've come a long, long way. Way back in the day, Scotsman, I'm not sure if you remember Scab Ugly and his first experience with We the People holsters.
Yep, I do. Yep.
Yeah, on his channel, he's still got a video of the issues that he had with one of their holsters, but they've come a long way since then.
I've seen those Core Essential belts too.
Yeah, I run a Next belt. Next belts are just as good.
And I don't know if check it out. Gene's We the People affiliate. So go if you're going to go check out We the People, make sure you go to his channel and click the link. Where can they find that at, Gene? And New York Outcast, I have no idea if that thing's got metal in it or not, but it sure is. It sure is rigid, and it's easy to open up because it's Velcro. But the Velcro holds really tight, and then you got that other band that goes around it too. So it's pretty cool, man.
If RTT Guns and Gears 15. Guns and Gear 15% off at We the People. Yeah, the Bigfoot gun belt is the one that I've been wearing for years. I bought one, and 4 years later, it looked mildly worn, but it wasn't blown out at all. It was still holding together really, really well. And I bought a second one just because of how kind of impressed I was with the belt. And still am. They are the ones that have a steel core in it. None of these other belts, I believe, do.
There you go, Gene. So you got two options if you're interested. Gene just says any of his videos and follow the link, and RTT give you 15% off. And then Pistol Pete says he got a $30 gun belt from eBay. 511. That's pretty good stuff, but it's kind of pricey at times. Their clothes, anyway. Anybody have any 511 gear?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan. I'm not, as a general rule, I don't like 511 stuff. I'm not saying they don't make anything good, but of the pieces and, stuff that I've had experience with, I generally don't like them. Especially their clothes. But I mean, I have like a cheap, ballistic buckle nylon belt that they make that was like $12 5 years ago. That's supposed to go through, um, like TSA, go through airport security without having to take it off. There's no metal in it. It was okay, but it's the same thing that every other manufacturer makes. I do like their radio pouches, their Molly radio pouches. They're my favorite radio pouches from 511, but yeah, just not a big fan. Like you said, I think they're a little expensive, a little overpriced.
Yeah. Wow, Abigail. I can't say her middle name. Finnegan. I have 511 plate carrier and I hate it. It's bulky. Faro Concepts. All right, there. There you go.
I agree with Abigail. The worst plate carriers I've ever used are 511.
Oh, Daniel. Yeah, that's a good review Chris Winslet put up there uh, about that particular belt. $70. He wore it 5 years, law enforcement executive protection. That means he was wearing it every single day. That's pretty huge. So, any of you guys been watching the basketball tournament? Probably not.
I involuntarily watched part of it because I was sitting at the bar and that's what was on the TV.
Well, never mind then.
I say you just made me think about it. Now I'm upset about that.
About what? That you missed it or that I brought it up?
I said no. You asked if anybody had seen it. I said no, but now you've made me think about it, and now I'm upset about that. That I had to think about it.
Oh, that you had to think about the tournament? Well, yeah, St. Peter's lost G23. I don't know why you're glad, but I'm in Georgia and North Carolina beat them, and yeah, Cinderella's carriage turned back into a pumpkin this afternoon, pretty big time when they had to play North Carolina, but they had a good run. They did. And I'm with G23. I don't think anybody's going to beat Duke. And that's enough about basketball. Because I could talk basketball most of the evening. College basketball. I can't stand the NBA. And I'm starting to not like very many uh, pro sports at all.
I wonder how they make money because less and less people like the pro sports. How can they afford still pay them that kind of money?
Well, because for every person like us that quit watching them, two or three more show up. Well, there
Yeah,
you go, G23. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. See,
yeah,
that's a problem, and Scotsman will agree. Sports and politics do not mix at
Yep.
all. If you're going to play the game, play the game. If you're going to do politics, do politics. Just don't, yeah, just like Val says, don't put water in your bourbon. It just messes up the water and the bourbon.
Yep.
Yep.
Same goes for the movie stars and the freaking singers and whatnot. I go to a concert, I want to watch you sing. I'm not interested in your political opinions. Sing the goddamn song and shut the hell up. And all the movie stars, same thing. Do your job and act. I don't care what your opinions are. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, and actors too. I pay money to go watch a movie. I don't need to know who you think I should vote for because that ain't none of your business. And if you're going to do cowboy movies, you do a little shooting. Just saying. Right, Alan?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're gonna do a cowboy movie, you gotta shoot somebody.
Poco Loco.
E- even if it's, even if you shoot him with an unloaded revolver right in the face.
Yeah.
So SIG, being the innovation company that they are,
Bullshit. Oh,
they may test things on their consumers. I'm not going to deny that, but came out with the P322. Not sure how much anybody has looked at this thing here on the panel, but just thought I'd open this door. The P322. Anybody look at it? Anything interesting?
I saw the first ad for that this week. That's all. I've just seen an ad.
I watched a
saw
couple of videos. I would love to get my hands on one, but it'll be a while till they're gonna make one that's gonna be New York compliant. And for some reason, it doesn't matter how well they designed the mag, it still only holds 10 rounds in this freaking state.
yeah, I saw it. I don't think it's anything special. I mean, it just doesn't do anything for me. It's like,
The special thing is the reliability, the Hiker Max, and what they did it like in between sizes. It's not a full size 320, and it's not the size of a 365 XL. It's just a bit bigger than one and a bit smaller than the other. So it's like a perfect range toy if you want to take the younger kids or women with the smaller hands, introduce them to guns. That's all it is. It's 100% a range toy. It wasn't really designed as a replacement for a full size gun and whatnot. It was. I think they knocked it out of the park with what their intentions were. And I guarantee 6-8 months from now they're gonna come out with a freaking 320 and 22.
yeah, but I just don't. So I guess I just didn't hear people clamoring for it. Like there's a lot of 22 pistols on the market that people have been perfectly happy with for some time, for quite some time. And it just seems like it's like, why did you come out with this? What does it hold that's special over other 22s? And I can't find a really good answer for either one of those.
Isn't 21 rounds in a magazine quite special?
No, not when the Keltec holds 33 and
Which one? Which Keltec? Yeah, that space looking gun doesn't look like a real gun. Doesn't feel like a real gun. It's big and bulky, and it's not a freaking reliable gun.
I just don't see I just don't see it. I see so it's probably how I see 22s. I see 22s as one of two things, right? Either a fun plinker or something to use as a stand-in training, like either for new shooters, things like that. And 21 rounds is an unrealistic number for the vast majority of carry guns. So, yeah, you have high capacity in your 22, but it doesn't mirror or simulate a real carry gun to train with. So you either download it to 10, 12, 15, or 8 rounds to get that simulation. It doesn't share any holster or mag compatibility with anything SIG makes or anything anybody makes. So I don't, and like I said, it's a subjective thing. It's how I see with 22s, it's how I see 22s. And I just don't get it.
Well, the thing is we're probably going to be the test subjects again. How many failures are SIG going to have with this gun?
I watched 22 Plinkster's video. He's like, I went to SIG. I went to SIG and went and talked to them and all this other stuff. They have 350 engineers that work there working on this gun. And I'm like, 350 engineers? Why has every gun SIG's made in like the last 7 years been recalled then? If they have 350 engineers working on stuff.
Because they need to make 50 of those engineers quality techs and actually test the shit before it goes out to the consumer. I mean, the initial reports that I was hearing out of it is one of the strong points about it was the reliability, that it was chewing up almost any ammo out there. And during their hot and heavy announcement of it, that like Humble Marksman put out a video, and he was like, we put 2,000 rounds through the same pistol that day, and was just like, this thing was reliable as hell. The only hiccups that we did have were extremely few and far between, and it was partially because of how we loaded the mag, and possibly just bad ammo. So that was an interesting factor to me. But Matt, you bring up that, yeah, it doesn't mimic any other way. It doesn't mimic a 320. It doesn't mimic a 365 XL, and so it doesn't go into those same holsters either. So even if I'm using it as a training tool, it's not like I'm going to be in and out of my same. I got to buy different holsters. It's not going to be even the same feel. So I found that disappointing. 20 in the mag for a 22. Yeah, okay. I can see fun plinking. I can see that being a fun plinker gun at the range. I can also see it, for teaching somebody that has never shot a pistol before, it being an okay tool for that as well. But does it fill a mark? Well, M&P 22s and Taurus TX 22s. What are those things? 16 in the mag. So, yeah, SIG's just got to outdo it a little bit more, and put 20 in the mag, which Val will never see.
Big Al's killing me out there. Has anybody else seen or heard an ad for the Ruger LCP and 22 long rifle? I was telling Walter about it, but he's kind of wanting a 22 Magnum. I don't know that we could ever get a semi-auto and 22 Magnum just because the case is so long. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Doesn't Caltech make something in 22 Magnum?
They do, but it's too big for you to carry. That LCP will go right in your pocket. Alan knows. He's got a couple of them, don't you?
Well, I've got a couple of the LC9 series, and yeah, they're basically just hair bit bigger than the LCPs. But then again, SIG came out with the 365 and 380. So, for those that actually carry 380s.
I love how turn back the clock, right? Turn back the clock to when the Glock 42 came out. And they were like, what is Glock doing coming out with a 380? 380's dead, 9 millimeters, taking the spot of 380, blah, 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 right? Go ahead, what, 6 years or something, 5 years? And, I guess it's been probably 5 years. Move forward 5 years, everybody's like, oh, SIG came out with a 380.
Yeah, but the difference is
like,
the Glock.
What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, but the difference is they came out with a 365 with 9 millimeter first, and then they came out with a 380. The Glock came out with a stupid 42, and they didn't have a same size gun in a 9 millimeter. That's why everybody was upset. Like, why would you do that in a 380? Come out with the shit in a 9 mil, and that's where the 43 or whatever the hell the stupid Glock is came out with 48. That was the biggest issue. Glock SIG just did it because maybe a couple of women or whatever were complaining wanted something in the 380, so they threw an option over there. Not to mention it works off the same FCU, so you can actually buy a conversion kit, unlike Glock.
Well, I can see SIG coming out with like Men of Tupperware says. I can see that SIG putting out this 322 to compete with Taurus and so forth in rimfire competition market.
No, it's not going to be for rimfire competition. It's purely a range toy, a gun to take your small kids, women, whatever, stuff like that. It's not. I don't think it was designed as a training tool. Maybe as a training tool for a brand new shooters. You take your 10, 12-year-old kids to shoot. Their hands are not as big to actually grab a bigger. Because even like a Ruger 22s, they're heavy. They're kind of big. They're good for a competition, but not for a little kids to introduce them to shoot a gun. Even Smith & Wesson Victory, it grips fairly big, and gun actually is fairly heavy for a 10 or 12-year-old kid. So I think they knocked it out of the park with this. This is the gun that, okay, you got a 10, 12-year-old kid, or even younger, you want to take him shooting, or you go backpacking, you want to freaking campgrounds, you want to have a little fun. That's what that was designed for.
Yeah, you're talking about different.
With optic on it, that's just a bonus, and a $400 price tag.
You're talking about different classes of guns, so that that Smith and Wesson Victory and that Ruger Mark IV, Mark III, the 45-22, which is basically the same thing. Those guns are competition shooting guns, and those the Taurus TX and that P322. I'm not familiar with those. They're relatively new out, and I'm running a little bit behind. But Chico's got one, and it's the Taurus TX, and it's suppressor ready, and it seems pretty cool, man. I mean, I can see how if you were shooting competition, particularly the USP, IDPA, and that kind of stuff.
You don't shoot any of that. You don't shoot 22 in a run and gun. The only competition you're shooting with the 22, it's either some kind of bullseye, or you can shoot a steel challenge.
Okay.
And even a steel challenge, you shoot steel challenge 22s. You do not draw from the holster. You start low ready.
Yeah.
And you don't about the clock either. So,
what about the Victory and the Mark III or Mark IV? What competitions are they for?
Steel challenge, and a bullseye.
Where you're actually shooting that paper bullseye.
Yeah, actual bullseye, yeah, and a steel challenge. Steel challenge has a 22 division, and has a 22 rifle division as well. And you can shoot basically 22 iron sights, or you can shoot 22 open.
Garage Guy makes a good point. Revolvers are best for rimfire rounds because they're so inconsistent with the charge, don't y'all think?
Um, yeah, I guess. I
I mean,
mean,
it,
I no, all things considered, when I shoot my victory, I mean, I don't shoot it a lot. I don't really shoot a whole lot of 22 to begin with, but when I do, I don't think I ever had a issue with the ammo or something. I mean, if so, it had to be really low percentage because I don't even remember. So with a modern 22, unless you're using bottom of the barrel crap, cheapest crap you can find, you're using semi decent ammunition. It's fairly good ammo and fairly reliable.
there's just a I've noticed back when I shot a lot of 22 when my kids were young. I mean, it's been years, and we're shooting with the kids, so we'd go buy the big boxes like the Winchester stuff in the 550 round boxes.
Yeah, that stuff never let me down.
Well, I noticed when I was shooting it out of my Model 60 Marlin, I could tell some were hotter than others, and you could really tell a difference. And it always functioned in my Model 60, but I always wondered. I guess if it'll rack a Model 60, it'll rack any kind of semi-auto pistol as well. Probably better because I figure that the bolt and everything would be lighter in that. Don't y'all think?
Nah, you shoot the 22 in a rifle. It's got to be lever action. That's
No.
where the fun. That's where the fun begins. You can put shorts. You can put those super calibre aguilas and that stuff. I can shoot it in my backyard because the BB gun's louder than that. And the kids are bigger, so they don't really. But when my daughter was 10, 12 years old, and I took her shooting, she loved the 22. We would load it up with the shorts, and she would just plink on the steel.
Oh, you know, a Marine Model 60. It is a blast to dump a whole tube of 22 through a Marlin Model 60. It's just fun.
You ain't wrong. And when we had a 50-yard range, and after I coached baseball and basketball, and after practice, the kids would come over to our house and they'd shoot. I put that 550 box of ammo out there, which back then was what, $15, $16, I guess, maybe not even that much, and they would just amuse themselves for hours out there. And the bolt actions did shoot better at Parkus. They really did. But yeah, yeah. But they would just and then one of the other dads would come over and I'd shoot against them. I'd pull out those CCI mini mags, and that's what I'd shoot when I was shooting for, like, you know whatever, ice cream, candy bars, men stuff.
If they do bring back the Model 60, I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably go pick up one just because they're fun. I So what you been up to lately, Jamie? We haven't been able to catch up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, don't go there with me, buddy. I seen you on Chris 338 the other night, and I was talking to you in the side chat. You was ignoring me like I wasn't even freaking there, buddy.
I was just yeah. Well,
Get him,
I
Jamie.
I wasn't
Get him.
interacting with the chat much.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, Alan, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. You looking good? Nah, I mean, crickets, crickets, crickets. It's like on Sunday night we're buddies, Scotsman. But when I'm out, sees me out with his other friends, it's like, I don't know who that guy is.
Right.
No. Make me feel all guilty and shit now.
Well, if the shoe fits, brother.
As you should.
No, man, that's I just had to say that. I just couldn't help it. But yeah, it was good to see you on Chris last week. It really was. Wednesday night, 8:00. Chris from the 740. Y'all need to check him out. He does. He's not a FUD like me. I mean, seriously. I like the old stuff. You guys keep up on that new stuff, and that's great. And there's some new stuff that catches my attention. And I like to build ARs and stuff like that. But yeah, Bald ain't wrong when he says 22 and a lever action's where the fun starts, and he ain't wrong. We got we did a 4th of July shoot one time with me, Chico, and Carter, and Chico brought Carter's little 22 Henry. You talking about fun? That thing is fun, and it was pretty dang accurate too. I mean, it wasn't Model 60 accurate, but it was accurate.
Sorry, what are we talking about? My mom called. I had to answer.
We're still talking about 22.
Yeah. Have you ever shot a Marlin Model 60, Val?
No, that's the. Wait a minute. That's a semi-auto with but tube fed, right?
Tube fed.
Yeah. No, I never shot one. I seen them. They kind of remind me of the 1022.
They do, but the major difference is the 1022 is magazine fed, and the Model 60 is tube fed, and that makes a lot of difference for some people, and I understand that. And then the debate continues and always will. Which one's more accurate? And the thing about the 1022 though is you get that thing home and you can turn it into any kind of gun you want to. There's so much aftermarket stuff, kind of like Glock Perfection.
Yeah, I know. I got that 1022 that breaks in half.
Yeah, the breakdown.
Yeah, and I got a Ruger RPR in 22. I kind of like that when Rick and X-Ring were shooting the rimfire PRS when COVID started, and they both started with those guns. I kind of like them, and they really on a budget. I threw a scope I had around on it. It's a fun blinker, and it's really, really accurate.
Yeah, you can buy these accuracy barrels to put on those suckers. Man, you can buy every part for and build it yourself.
It's like everything else. You go down that rabbit hole. There's no stopping.
Yeah, but not with the Marlin. Now you can't do all that stuff with the Marlin Model 60, but with the 1022, yeah, you can make.
Well, I think part of it is because it's not a magazine fed. You got a tube fed thing, right. So that kind of makes everything a little more. But that tube fed is like a classic.
Yeah, it's like a motorcycle with a shaft drive. Yep. Rides really smooth, does really well, but you can't buy no aftermarket stuff for it. But I digress. So way back when, Alan said Marlin 336. I have 2 of those, Alan. Big Al. So that was, yeah, I was wondering what you was talking about. The Big Al got to go. I'm sorry. He's gone. So good night, Big Al.
Good night, Big Al.
Scotsman's being quiet tonight.
Every time I talk, my freaking internet goes out.
He sounds like a robot every time he opens his mouth. RTT, come on. How many 22s you got? How many 22s Glock makes?
How many 22s do I have, or how many 22s does Glock make?
Both.
2 and 1. I have two 22s, and they make one.
So what do you got for 22?
A G44,
Of course.
and I have the AR7, the Henry Survival Rifle.
Oh, the survival rifle. What about the CMMG conversion kit for AR-15? That 22 conversion kit.
I've heard good things. I've seen them in use. I've never owned one. The last guy I saw using it, of course, this is going to be subjective because he admits that he didn't clean it very often, which, you know, a dirty 22 can shoot. Man, he had malfunction after malfunction after malfunction. And he swore up and down that that thing ran like a sewing machine, like a singer. But he admits that he didn't clean it very much. So I'm going to attribute the malfunctions to that. Because I've heard other good things about them CMMG, conversion kits,
Yeah,
and the Glock conversion kits. I can't remember the company, and there's one or two companies that make a conversion kit prior to the G44 coming out.
The conversion kits will cost more than G44.
Yeah. But I've heard good things about both of those.
Yeah, the only problem with the conversion kit, it's a twist rate in actually AR-15 is not in favor of the 22 for the accuracy, but I guess for like a training purposes, handling the rifle and whatnot.
Well, that was the nice thing about when they came out with the G44 is it shares the G19 holster, mag carriers, grip, controls, sight picture, everything with the exception of the round. The actual physical cartridge itself. And they're still, as far as I know, the only company that has done that has made the identical pistol and magazine to the bigger brothers, of bigger calibers.
Oh, it only took them 40 years.
Yeah, it took them 40 years. Everybody else is still catching up.
Nobody cares about Glock.
Garage guy said Anderson made the Glock conversion kit. It wasn't Glock. It was like I remember it being like a person's name, but it could be Anderson. I'm not sure. I don't care about 22. Like I told you how I go into 22s. Like I think 22s just sort of it's I look at 22s like the cousin that you keep around that nobody actually really likes. Just because they're family. They've just been around for so long, and they're kind of fun to be around sometimes. But other than that, they don't work real hard. They,
See, I've never shot a 22 TCM. So how much of a difference really is there in a 22 TCM?
22 TCM is a fireball and a heck of a lot of fun to shoot.
Well, 22 TCM's got a lot more punch than a 22. Our problem with the 22 TCM is the freaking ammo and reloading.
Yeah, you got to reload for that for sure.
Yeah, but even reload for that, the brass is hard to find. It's a neck down brass. It's more work. Bullets are virtually non-existent. There's only TCM that sells them. Nobody really cares for them. That's a problem with them. That's why the TCM didn't really take off. It's one of the reasons why I sold mine. You're probably better off just with a 22 Magnum.
So how many 22s you got, Alan?
Currently there is one in that room right back there.
Tell us about it.
I don't even know what it is. It's like an old Sears and Roebuck kind of no-name 22 rifle. I honestly don't even know what it is. It's got like no name. It's got really like no name on it.
Is it a bolt action, lever action?
No, it's tube fed.
Semi-auto.
Yep, semi-auto tube fed.
I bet it's a Marlin made for probably had originally was a Glenfield Marlin for a store brand or something like that. Could be anyway.
It definitely reminds me. It reminds me a bit of a Model 60. It at one point had a hood over the front sight,
Yeah, I bet you
and
that's
that's
what it is.
gone. It has the elevation control on the rear sight. But it's just a no name, about the same exact size as a Model 60, same style bolt.
Garage guy says it might be a J.C. Higgins if it came from Sears.
That's a possibility. I don't even remember what it is. It's kind of a no name, came from nowhere. No, it's not a Winchester lead bullet, guaranteed.
RTT Guns and Gears. I'm ashamed that you know that. I'm ashamed that you know that. I do have a Winchester lead bullet junkie. Thank you for saying that. I have a Winchester. I think it's a model 150 or 190 or something like that. It was my granddaddy's. And I've got the model 60. I've got an old Ted Williams Sears single action lever gun. I got a Savage bolt gun and uh, a P22 Walther that's in pieces and probably always will be, and a Heritage Rough Rider with the 22 long rifle and 22 Magnum.
Okay, so you just okay. So, what's the story with the P22?
My wife loaned it to her son, who is my stepson, and when we got it back, it was in pieces. He decided he needed to take it apart, and he lost some of the parts. And I've got to figure out what parts are missing and order them and put it back together. If I went down and looked around his house, I could probably find the parts unless they've been thrown away by now, which is always a possibility.
You think he actually vacuumed the house so the parts are gone?
It's possible.
Look in the vacuum.
Yeah, because we know he ain't dumped that bag out yet. What is
It's
missing
like
is
it's
what
like
is-
the inevitable detent spring on an AR.
yeah, it's going flying. One or the other of them are. Um, what it's missing, and it's, yeah, you know exactly what's missing. The guide rod's missing, and the nut at the end. See, it's the 5-inch target model, and it's got a threaded barrel, so it needs that nut on the end of the barrel to hold it all together.
So it needs the nut at the end of the barrel and another nut that holds it.
Yeah, that would be me sometimes. And I looked up. Midway has a guide rod with a captive spring on it, and it looks very interesting. I think that would be a lot better. But that little nut that goes on the end of the barrel, that thing's like $48.
Holy crap, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
What you got there, Matt?
I just got a T-shirt.
Ah. You giving away a t-shirt? Is that what you said?
I just got it.
Scotsman, you got to blow
Check
him up.
that out.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see it again.
Oh,
Okay. So what, you giving it away on today's chat? Let's see if we
no,
got
I
some
just
more
got
questions.
it.
And today's episode is sponsored by RTT Guns and Gear.
That's
If
cool.
you can guess what his favorite handgun is, you're gonna get a T-shirt.
I bet people can't guess exactly which handgun is my favorite.
High Point.
There's Ms. Hotshot. What's going on?
Everyone knows it's a Glock.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, that's a blatant 19X, but
But which Glock?
I didn't say the one that I shot the most. My favorite could be one that I don't even shoot.
Or could be the one that you didn't have.
Well, I didn't realize till we started talking about it. I got way too many 22s.
Well, you can send some to me. I don't have enough. I got plenty of room in the safe.
One of them I'll never get rid of. It was the very first gun I ever owned, and it was when I was 10 years old. So that thing's almost 50.
Reloading from the hot pot, Glock 45. I have a Glock 45. And tell you what, the 320X carry will eat that thing for dinner any day of the week. So far, in my experience, it's a lot more reliable, a lot more shootable. The only plus that 45 has is those plates it comes with, so you can change. You can put different optics on it. The 320 is built for the RMR footprint. At least mine is.
Yeah, broke loader, I ain't like Matt. I don't kiss my cousins.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
not any less.
They're only cousins by blood.
If it's a third cousin, it doesn't count.
That's why I said third cousin earlier, because I figured that was right on the line.
Oh, reloading from the hot pot. He got an X-carry going to a gun shop. Please elaborate.
Yeah, why would it be going to the gun shop? Didn't you just get it from the gun shop?
So apparently 1911 38 Super. Only problem with the 1911 and 38 Super is the freaking ammo's expensive and hard to come by. That's the
That's
only
why
thing.
I said, just my favorite doesn't mean I shoot it.
He's selling it.
Did you try getting a 9mm barrel for it? Because the mags will probably work, and you can probably fit a 9mm barrel into it. I mean, you should be able to shoot a 9mm out of it. It's just not going to be as reliable and as accurate. But you might be able to just get a 9mm barrel and just have a gunsmith fit it. It shouldn't be that hard.
Man, right now, it's hard not to trade. I'm telling you, you got something like that and you want to see something new coming out, man, used gun prices are they're about what the new gun prices are. Same with cars. But now we're getting back into my rant from earlier, so
Yeah, the car. I just found out I can sell my mini excavator for pretty much what I paid for it. Because the new ones, you gotta wait a year for them.
You can rant, Jamie. It's all good, brother.
I actually might do that. I did good on my truck. I sold my truck for what I paid for it 2 years ago, back in August, and bought a new truck. I bought it just when the shit went down south. Now you can't find the new trucks. The prices are through the roof. I timed it just right. Got lucky.
yeah, so Gene's always full of surprises, man. But Scotsman, you know I try not to rant, man.
I don't care, brother. You can rant all you want. That's what it's here for.
I understand, but it's just you allowed me to get what I had on my chest off, and I appreciate it.
That's just.
I'll say it. I've said it many times. I'll say it again. 40 is the best caliber of the FBI.
I got a lot of 40 and I got nothing in 40. I sold my limited gun and I got a crap ton of ammo loaded. I was actually thinking that my X5 Legion, I might just get a conversion kit for it, get a 40 caliber conversion kit, and maybe mix it up and shoot a limited division and use the 40.
Here you are bitching about prices, and you want to switch to 40.
Well, I have a ton of ammo loaded. That's the thing. I have a ton of ammo loaded, and I sold the gun.
Like
I look
at all these Glock pages and stuff like that. I agree, Abigail. But I look at all these Glock pages and people are like, ammo's so expensive and guns are so expensive, and I think I'm going to buy a 10 millimeter. What? like you're 1 millimeter off. You could have gone the least expensive out there. You're 1 millimeter off.
I like 40 fine. I really do. I enjoy shooting 40. I have a mold for it. Cast my own bullets. So I do 9, 40, 45, 38, 357.
Yeah, and them 40 bullets that you cast work great in 10 millimeter.
Do they really? I
Yep,
wonder
they
how
do.
that is.
Yeah, they come out of my 10 millimeter really well.
Well, are you out?
Not quite.
Well, I'll send you some more when I get my mold back. I let Ricky borrow my 40 or 10 millimeter mold, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so I have to wait on him to get done with it, then casting with it, and he'll send it back. So Matt, you don't cast or anything like that. You don't even reload anymore, do you?
I sold all my reloading stuff back in 2011, maybe 2010, something like that, right in that area. I grew up reloading, did a lot of reloading when I was younger, and what I had was nothing fancy like what a lot of you guys use. I mean, it was I have to go through and do everything, then change out all the dies and do everything one at a time, change out all the dies and do everything one at a time. But no, like a few years ago, even with 9 millimeter, a few years ago, I'd hear a lot of you guys talk about reloading, and 9 millimeter was still coming in a little bit cheaper. Like, I mean, you guys were, if you count your time, I don't know if you count your time as, price into the round, but like a buddy of mine reloads and he doesn't count his time as price into the round, like what the round costs. And so he was coming out to about half, I think, per round than what I was paying for factory ammo. And you guys almost had me hooked. I was that close to getting back into reloading. And then everything disappeared. And I went, well, nah, that just gives me one more thing to bitch about.
You got to do what you like and what you feel called to, man.
No, I'm inherently lazy. Like if I can buy it over over like put the bullet together, over put the cartridge together. I'm actually going to do that. Like I would rather,
picking
I would
up
rather,
grass in the desert is no fun.
I would rather pay somebody if I had grass. I would rather pay somebody to come mow my lawn than to do it myself. You know, my time's it's what it comes down to is I've explained this to a lot of people that I value my time quite highly. And no matter what I'm doing, it doesn't matter if I'm relaxing, out in the desert shooting, on here with you guys, whatever. My time that I have to do what I want with has a very high value to me. And
Can
so
I
that
expand on that for just a minute?
do your thing.
I'll agree with you that your time, everybody's time, is their most valuable asset. That's their most valuable blessing because you're allotted an X amount, a finite amount of time in this world and in this life, and you don't know what it is. So do what you value, what you love, do what you love, and do it with gusto. And yeah. Yeah, we used to reload with cast bullets. We used to could reload 9mm for 6 cents, but not anymore. Primers are twice that now.
No, primers are 3 times that. That's the problem. You're talking $120 for 1,000 primers. You go buy them, they only sell you 200, 300, or 400, and they're gonna ask $12 or 100. So if you do the math, if you really find ammo for under 30 cents a round, then it's not even worth reloading.
Let's work on your math, Val. 6 cents. I said twice. Primers are twice that, right? Right, Alan?
Yes.
Okay, so 1,000 primers at $120 is 12 cents, which is, according to my math, is exactly twice 6 cents.
One more time. No, maybe I'm wrong because PCI primers used to be what, 25, 26, $30 at the most. You know, last time I bought primers, I bought a Federal primer, a small pistol Magnum. We bought like 50,000 of them, and I think we paid $35, $37 delivered to my house. That was including all the fees and everything. So, you know, I'm still kind of skating on that.
Yeah, those fees are on top of the high prices. Yeah, that's.
Well, that's why whenever we bought in a big quantities because it's I think it's $20. There was a hazmat fee and there was flat fee. Doesn't matter how many primers you bought, and then there was actual shipping fee depending on how many primers you got because obviously you buy 50,000, that's 10 big boxes they gotta pack and ship and whatnot. So, but once you buy in a quantity like that, that shipping charges is pennies. It's like nothing. That's why I always advise everybody: you go buy, you pull up with a couple of people, and buy more, buy in bulk. But
no, a guy at my work the other day was inquiring about reloading, and he had never gotten into it before. And I was like, "Well, I'll tell you my story. My story is I got into it because, well, a couple of guys on YouTube kind of pushed me into that rabbit hole, but also." That I wanted to have the tools, the knowledge, and the ability to do it if I had to. And he's like, "Well, yeah, you got a point." I said, "But if you're doing it to save money, that's not happening these days. Because even if you're saving money on all your components, you have to think about how much time you're putting into that. Is that time that you're willing to invest because you're investing your time. So it depends upon how much you value your time. Now, for me, when I'm reloading, that's relaxation time. I take my time doing it. I'm not like trying to bust out a bunch of rounds so that I can have all these rounds to go out to the range with or whatnot. I take my time doing it, and it's kind of it's part of my relaxation time.
Yeah, time is irrelevant because you can, if you invest more money, you can get a fully automated press. You can get a 1050 that's fully automated, or you can get a new one, the new, what's it called, the new red one, the fancy one. It costs like 3-4 grand, and you can get it all fully automated. So basically, dump the primers, dump the bullets, dump the brass, and walk away. It's got all the sensors, it counts, it does all that. So time's really not that relevant when it comes to it. But like you said, even for me, reloading is a passion. It's a hobby. Once you get into it, it's like now you all of a sudden you reload 500-600 rounds on a 650, like looking for an excuse to reload more or reload another caliber. That's the reason why I got a couple thousand 40s loaded and nothing to shoot them out of.
I look
See,
at
and that right there is why you'll never see Matt pick up brass at the range.
to me reloading. Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
Well, there's two reasons I don't pick up brass at range. Number one, I don't shoot brass. Well, I do, but every weekend there's a couple of old guys that come through all these shooting spots out where I go, and they pick up all the brass, put it in buckets, they turn it in for money for the local VFW. And so I'm not going to pick that shit up and throw it away, throwing away money for these guys.
Yeah, I used to buy my brass like that. Once in a while, I would buy a bunch of 9mm brass because it was cheaper than picking it up. I used to buy, I think, 3,000 9mm already deprimed and cleaned for like $100 shipped to my house. So for that money, it's not even worth bending over and picking it up. Those days are gone.
That's for true. I guess that's what one of the guys were talking about. Blazer for 6 cents. So that would be $60 for 100 pieces, right? No.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we've already established your math. Anyway, you guys have been so much fun, but tonight, and I know we're running short, but I just want to expand on one more thing about what Alan said. To me, my reloading is therapy. And like what Ms. Hotshot said, we got to work at being healthy and happy, and we got to work. Life is work. And my reloading room is where I come in here to do live streams, spend time with you guys, to work on my reloading stuff. That's my therapy. That's my escape from the rigors of day to day life. And that's why it's valuable to me to get in here and reload.
Well, and Abigail said it good earlier too. If you enjoy what you're doing, then it's not really costing you anything.
Yep.
So.
And like everybody thinks you're gonna get into reloading, you're gonna save money. That's not true. You're gonna.
I mean, if you're only shooting a small amount, yeah, maybe. But if you're shooting a good amount of rounds, which you get in a reload and you tend to shoot more, you're not going to save a whole lot.
Exactly. You actually spend more money, but you get to shoot a lot more too.
Well, I kind of disagree with that too, because of the price of reloaded ammo right now. I mean, I know it's starting to come back down, but even at the prices we're having to pay for primers and stuff, especially if you cast your own bullets, you're still reloading for half what factory cost or less.
You can buy used reloading equipment at decent prices if you can find it. I've had some good luck at gun shows.
Absolutely.
Oh, I've heard I've seen people get some absolute steals on used equipment. People are just getting out of doing it, or they upgraded their equipment to something different. You can get some absolute steals with used equipment.
You can. And Abigail, if you're really interested in starting to reload, Come watch our live stream on Friday nights. That's basically what we focus on: reloading and casting. It's on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel, and we usually, if we find somebody that needs some equipment, some of the guys have got stuff laying around that they're not using, and at that point in time, man, we'll pop some stuff on you. So yeah, we can't always, but
Yep.
sometimes,
If we're able to, we certainly will. That's for sure.
like
I have been a recipient of the giving world of reloaders.
I got this little C press. It's not worth a whole lot, but it'll get you started. And if you need that, that'll help get you going. All you gotta do is say so.
I still use mine on a regular basis. I still use my single stage C press, just like that.
And Lead Bullet Junkie, he hit it on the nose. That's the biggest saver if you get in the specialty rounds. 300 Blackout,
Right.
4570, 500 Smith & Wesson, 45 Long Colt. That's a really expensive ammo.
35 Remington for me.
What the hell is that?
It's 9mm, man.
That was actually Full Metal Jacket brass.
It's got to be scary ammo.
That's just some range ammo right there, but
I like to call it gold.
Now, RTT, let me ask you a question. When you're out as a militia in your thing, you carry a ball ammo or you carry a hollow points?
Well, in the rifles, it's all ball ammo. I don't buy hollow point rifle ammo. But in my pistol and in my kit and shit like that, it's always hollow points.
Isn't it like against Geneva Convention or some shit that Army can't use hollow points? They gotta use ball ammo.
That's a good thing I'm not in the Army.
Yeah, but as a militia, aren't you like same rules of engagement basically?
Not at all.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. The Constitution doesn't apply to us or to the people that we are encountering.
The Constitution doesn't apply to you?
Absolutely does not.
What does that mean?
Well, that means that when we stop people, we take their personal effects from them and go through them for our safety. The Fourth Amendment
Yeah, but
doesn't apply.
when you stop people, those are not the U.S. citizens, so they're not U.S. citizens. Obviously, the Constitution doesn't apply to them, but the Constitution should apply to you, shouldn't it?
Oh, I live in an area that the Constitution doesn't apply to us anyway because we're so close to the border.
Well, we live in a whole freaking country that nobody takes the Constitution seriously anymore. Anyway,
Yeah,
but you can't say that the Constitution doesn't apply to you as a militia.
Yeah, no, but so there's an organized militia, which is basically the National Guard, right? For lack of better terms, the organized militia is the National Guard. Unorganized militias are citizen militias, and they're unrecognized by federal, by all these treaties and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're unrecognized groups.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, but we had to call the sheriff one time. Sheriff come out, and I'm on the radio with one of my guys, and I'm like, "Do they have any bags?" The people that had, or the person they had stopped, like, got any bags on them? And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Take that bag, go through it, make sure there's no weapons in there or anything like that they could reach in there and harm you guys." Because I had 3 of my guys there, and the cop just started laughing. He was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I could never do that." He's like, "Fourth Amendment, no, I'm not allowed to touch that bag." He goes, you guys allowed to do anything you want.
Well, that's like the cops, like around here, we in kind of rural New York. So sometimes, like the cops, if they wanna like not search but get in, they would call like a dog warden. If the people had a dog, so dog warden comes in and he can sniff around. So they do shit like that. Because the dog warden's basically a constable. So he's not a cop, but he's a law enforcement.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna start going through the room. We're right around time. So, Matt, what you got, brother? You got anything coming up?
Yes.
Great answer.
Next.
Oh, just the same old stuff, man. I mean, gonna get a chum. Well, so I do have some other issues happening. I may have to go back to Ohio in an emergency fairly soon. Maybe today, maybe in the next few days. I don't know yet. So a lot of that's going to hinge on what I get accomplished, but I still got to get the helmet. I want to get the helmet reviewed. I got 2 scopes. I got a number of things that I really would like to get done that I just haven't gotten done, but they're all coming out soon at some point in time.
All right. Well, good having you on, man. If there's anything I can do to help you out coming back this way, just let me know.
All right.
Val, what you got, man?
I may or may not got another sick, so that's for you to find out next week.
All right, there you go. Jamie, what you got, brother?
I have a video in the can about Aegis Gun Cleaning, guncare.com, and I got to edit it and get it up. It'll be up by midweek or hopefully tomorrow. And then I'm going to be doing another video on creating turkey loads for 12 gauge shotgun with number 2 shot. So that's what I'll be working on. Check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on Georgia's Shooting Connection channel. Thanks for having me, guys. It's been fun hanging with y'all. Been missing you guys.
Awesome. Good to have you on, brother. Appreciate everyone out there. It's good to be back. Hopefully I can get these internet issues figured out hopefully this week. Trying to get them on the phone. It's been nothing but a pain in the rear end. I'm trying to watch my words because I will go off big time. And I got to go to work, so I'm not trying to get all pissed off before work. But we had a good chat, lots of good conversation going on, lots of good conversation in the side chat. Appreciate everyone out there. And with that being said, I'll take it over to Alan to take us out.
Oh man, thank you. Yeah, I got to echo you. A lot of good stuff over there in the side chat. Just seeing Redbird jump in. Lots of good stuff out there in the side chat. Great conversation here. Thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate it. I do actually have a couple in the can, but they're in the old computer that I can't get to work yet. So hopefully I'll be able to get those actually transferred over to the new computer so that I can create a video that I'm not going to upload because nobody's going to watch it anyway. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. Thank you very much for watching. As always, keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber.